So we are here with Landon Greer, who's one of our co-founders with A2 Skate and our electronics guru. And so basically our project is to build a DIY e-bike. And that's something that me and Landon have been thinking about. You know, I think it's a natural progression from our e-skate work. And so to be resourceful and not waste a lot of stuff, we wanted to basically take one of our battery packs, disassemble them from one of the electric skateboards, and put it on an e-bike.
So everything e-skate wise is going to stay here. We'll be able to just pull this out if we want to put something different in, no problem. And e-skate stays the same at least. But since it's winter here in Michigan, you know, we're not really skating very much, so figured why not do a bike. Got a canister to hold some batteries, so we're going to pull some batteries out of this and put them in that and strap it to a bike.
Let's talk about some of the key differences. I mean, the similarities, you said the cells are the same.
Right.
So that we're using what kind of cells?
So these are going to be 18
Well, we're going to open
cells.
up.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to see
18650s that we hope they are. If not, we have a few for some dead laptop batteries, but
we're assuming that
sure.
we're assuming that they're generic branded 18650s. They're probably not, you know, maybe they're LG or Samsung. I don't think so.
I hope they're LGs. That'd be sweet. I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
Or some Samsungs or like Sanyo or something good.
Yeah.
But
So Landon's going to take apart our pack. We made this ABS enclosure. You can see that there's a little bit of a crack here from, you know, so the structurally, you know, this was going to probably just break at some point. So it's not a big sacrifice. So the canister that we got, it's sort of this one of your standard water bottle battery packs that e-bikes use that can attach to the water bottle mount on most bikes. We got a 36 volt just to kind of test it out. We're not looking to get super high power at the moment. We're just sort of like in our testing phases. Plus, we're pretty lightweight, so we don't really need anything
we're pretty small
too powerful. Yeah, we probably don't need a 52 volt yet.
Maybe something in the future, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know, we wanted to just see how this would work on a 36 volt.
Cool. So this is all relatively modular, I'd say. We're gonna probably snip a few wires here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a picture, just in case we want to put it back exactly how it was, sort of thing.
Right.
We know where everything was.
If we're like, you know, e-bikes are not for us.
E-bikes are not cool, man. Gotta get back on the board.
Always a good tip. Take
Switch.
A picture.
Oh yeah.
So you can.
We've burned ourselves a few times doing this. So.
Yeah. Like, what do we do? What wire?
Better.
What wire is this go to?
Right. Well, it's 18650 cells. We know that for certain now, which is really cool. They are LG cells, so you can see every 18650 has a color outside, a color ring on the positive, and then serial number on it, or not necessarily serial number, maybe the model number, I guess. That'll tell us a little bit about it. So you can see LG is the start, so it's an LG cell, 18665, meaning the size. So it's a little bit bigger than a AA, but it puts out 3.7 volts instead of the 1.7 that AA may. So yeah, they're good cells. it's kind of sad because it's like, oh, it's a working thing, but it'll be cool. It'll end up working in the end too.
Yeah, we're
just a different function.
I mean, right now it's sitting in my basement, so
right.
it's not working. But again, we can salvage these parts. We can.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want with them. It's the beauty of DIY.
Yeah.
Don't just buy it, it breaks, and throw it away. You buy it, salvage, make something different.
Yes, you know, and we like to save money. You know, I think most people do, but I think as we were talking about it, I think we were like, well, let's kind of try to learn something as well. Don't cut the red wire.
Scared me a little. Rick had the pleasure of watching me arc one of our batteries at Maker Faire when I was building it, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah, I don't
now,
think...
ever since, it's like, it could always happen, you never know.
I don't know,
So,
I just
that
caught...
was so sketchy.
I caught a flash of light in the corner of my eye, and I was like,
Basically
what was that?
Yeah.
But then we, the next day we were like, it's probably not the best place to build a battery
No,
when there's, 20,000
tons of
people
stuff going on, and
lingering around.
yeah, people like watching, which is fine, but like that flash of light, like Rick was saying, was incredibly bright, and I don't know how blinding it is.
And they look like they're in good condition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're not like
Yeah.
like if you just had this sitting in the bottom of a pack, like, that would be way worse. Like this little bit of casing to it
Yeah.
helps dramatically, and like Rick has a bunch of tape around it, which is like, oh, that looks jank, and it's really not. It's very, very functional, and that's the whole point. Like keeping this safe is a tough task when there's all sorts of elements like getting into your pack.
And
if
these
it's not like watertight, so
weather stripping, foam.
yeah,
It's also helpful.
yeah, absolutely. Vibrations in the road, like Rick was saying, the roads are like pretty awful. So helping to mitigate that.
And one thing too, putting this on a bike, we don't have the battery like 2 inches from the ground, right? So it's
Right.
it's a little more.
Less of a problem.
Yeah, I mean that's always my worry, riding like knocking the enclosure on a speed bump or a curb, and then the enclosures that we made are really heavy
Quite
duty.
rigid, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as like thickness, like
Yeah.
you can see right there. It's
but it definitely
thick.
gets knocked around sometimes. And
Yeah.
so, what's the best way to remove these tabs from the cell?
Just like pull them. It's like the worst thing, but for real, like.
So not like spot, like not even heating it up to.
No, because it's like.
You don't
I
wanna
mean,
get it.
it's basically welded, right? So like it'll look really bad when I start ripping these apart.
Right.
And and these are like my favorite tool. This is like $4, but these things are fantastic. They're not necessarily tin snips, so they won't like cut through tin. I mean, you probably could, but you might gum them up. But we'll take these off, and you can actually see here how it's like kind of ripping. So you have like some holes. So there'll be residual on the battery itself, and we'll cut off the residual. So we'll end up with just a clean battery in the end. We actually have, and I think, Rick, you have your charger for the 18650s? Mm-hmm. Like, we'll just charge each one of these individually, and then we'll drain them down, test them, see what each capacity is for each of the batteries, and then go accordingly from there. So, like, if one's pretty low, we'll probably just replace it. We have, like I said, a cache of a few of these that are from dead laptop batteries, which may be better, maybe worse. We're going to find out. So we're going to make sure that the new e-bike battery is kind of as best as it can get since we're building it from scratch.
So we are finished with disassembling the pack. As you can see, we've created some waste, but we did the best that we could. We're going to clean it up a little bit. There's still some little remnants of nickel tabs on there. So, but otherwise, everything looks like they're in good shape. We had one cell that sparked. That was my fault.
Yeah, you got to be careful because the entire casing of it, that's why it's got this coating, is basically ground. So you don't want to like cut this and spark this because you got positive and then ground here. So it's bad.
Yeah, but
not the worst thing, but
yeah, 1 out of 30.
yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty
Not
good.
bad.
So we're going to open up our sort of generic e-bike battery case. So Landon is going to take a look at it for the first time. We don't actually have the bottle case, like the aluminum part, because we're getting it powder coated flat black by a local company.
Sick.
Yep.
Cool. So just like pulling things out, it comes with keys and a lock. It looks like. Oh, I'm sorry. This looks like on and off. I guess that's gonna be interesting. And then BMS. So we got a new BMS that fits that bottle, so it's more circular instead of like square like the other. So you can kind of see differences here. So yeah, it should fit pretty well. And then obviously these same cords are very similar to the ones that we cut off the batteries earlier for balancing. So they'll plug into there for the BMS, and that'll handle everything for our balance charging. So, cool. So these are, from what we took off, you guys saw those little plastic tabs, they're like 3 in a row kind of style, that can interlock and change and stuff. That's perfect for squares, but not really great for a cylinder. So these will go in as such in a similar fashion. We'll tab them all across in an extremely similar fashion as well. And then, yeah, we just got a cylinder full of batteries. So it looks like we just got a ton of those. And possibly the top, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
With like, so that makes sense on why this bag has a few things. So this is going to be like an LED indicator from what I'm seeing. So here's like a button with a bunch of LEDs around it. So I'm going to guess that shows us our charge to a degree. Mm-hmm. We'll find out. This is the first time opening it or seeing it or doing anything with it. So could be totally wrong. Who knows? But that's what it looks like, at least.
Now,
so.
I also noticed there's a couple of different charging ports in there if you look at that bag.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's like, if they're giving us different options.
I think so. Oh, man. These are invaluable. Trying to find these around, like, anywhere is really tough. You have to order them from, like... Oh, this is a 4, though. So 4 pins total. We have 3s on most of our e-boards, and they're really tough to find. So if you get, like, any of the pin out wrong, and you plug it in at ARCs, and it pretty much destroys this, like, it is not a fun time trying to charge your board. So not sure where they're going to go. We're going to find out. We didn't get instructions or anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like as DIY as it gets, I guess.
We are going to try to use our charger from our original Eastgate battery pack. So
yeah, it should be fine. I mean, it's
so we could potentially
same voltage pretty much because
we could potentially pull it, from this because this is the port.
Oh,
that
that's the one.
using.
Okay, so that's the one that was on this cell. Okay, so that's perfect. Yeah, we could just. They do look the same as that right there. So sorry, so they look identical.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we should be able to use the same charger. That shouldn't be a problem. I mean, the battery is going to be near identical, so depending on how many cells this takes, we think it takes either 42 based on the pictures, or 48 would make much more sense for 36 volts. But let's see. How many are here? That's it. And that's from our old BMS. Okay, so here's everything at least. Also bottom plate, actually housing, and then the rest of the cylinder, like Rick said, is getting powder coated. So that's the only thing missing from here. But we have 3 sets, so it'll be a top and a bottom for the batteries. So if we actually just go ahead and populate one of these really quick, we'll see exactly how many we'll need. Cool, so this will go same fashion on top. Shake. So that's what it'll look like. There'll be 3 of them though stacked. So we'll have wires, and actually it's kind of cool. So it looks like they have like cable management wires, sort of, or cavities for the wires to go. So that'll be pretty sweet. That's both on. I think this actually slides into like the casing somewhat. Yeah. So
we're gonna try to find. Oops.
Giant box of batteries. Yeah. So here's what I've salvaged from some dead laptop batteries. So they still have like gummy stuff on them. But you can see, like we were talking about earlier, the casing as well as like the model number of each of the battery, as well as the ring on top. Each manufacturer kind of has their own for each, I guess, model. So like here's a blue ring. I think it's an LG. I actually don't know. With red casing, here's like red casing purple. They differ quite heavily throughout. So I think we have like some samples here. So yeah, just a heads up, I guess, on how that all looks manufacturing wise. But we'll grab a few out of here that have around the same as these as far as their capacitance. All the voltages are 3.7 volt nominal, about 4.2 when they're fully charged. So
It's the best. Only the best will make it into this pack.
Yeah. I'll probably end up testing a ton of these things. So the only problem with testing is it takes a long time, but it's worth it. It's better than spending $20 on 4 batteries when you need 42 of them. So it's not bad. Also cool to salvage from like what you already have. Like did all this work originally for something else, and you're like, oh, I'm trying to. This other thing I've been wanting, which is pretty sweet.
This is gonna be a heavy battery.
It's gonna be a monster, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think they have kind of these little like holes to hold it all up. So it'll be a pretty tall one too. So this will be. I mean, I guess it's just only a little bit bigger than like a water bottle, but
yeah. This is the mount. Yeah.
So it'll actually end up, I think, going in like something. I don't know. That's wrong.
No, it goes like, so it's like that.
I think it's like this, maybe.
Yeah. And then
like the battery just
slides in. Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a key. So
yeah. So here's your key,
the key
switch. That's heavy duty, man.
So yeah, I think the key releases the battery from the mount.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, that's pretty hefty.
It's a good security, like you don't want to just leave your battery outside.
Yeah, I mean it's not like, the keys are pretty generic, but still having some sort of mechanism so someone can't just walk by and be like, oh, that's mine now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nice no matter.
Great. All right. So
yeah, cool.
That's about it. So we're gonna. So Landon's gonna spend some time with this at his at his place. He's gonna film some time lapse of how he assembles this, and then hopefully by the springtime we'll have the actual e-bike kit with the hub motor and the speed controller and all that other stuff, and everything works together. So it's a work in progress.
Getting there slowly but surely.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later.
Yeah.